Hey everybody, Ira Miller here, Monday Night Live, Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel. Want to thank Jax and Sandy for getting the chat started. Very nice. And good evening to Sandy, and what can I say about Jax? Thanks so much for the compliments. All right, so let's see. We have, oh, there's Amanda. My computer was telling me it was 4 o'clock. So not that I thought it was 4 o'clock, but the computer said 4. So I wanted to get that adjusted real quick before we got started here. All right, let me just check a couple things here, do some homework. There we go. Okay, very good. So back here. All right, so how's everybody doing? Sorry about last week. We had that hurricane coming. We really thought it was gonna come right across us here, and so we got lucky. We're blessed where we were at, for sure. But unfortunately, as we all saw, Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel, a lot of Naples. It was sad what happened over there, and even it kind of came across and flooded out Orlando. So all of that was supposed to have come through Tampa, and then it would have come through the villages and Ocala. So we really got blessed for that, and for that I am thankful, and so we don't have to worry about that too much here. I did do a little video that, when do you think that'll be out, Christian? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, so I did a little video on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. That was when the hurricane was coming through, so Friday. Yeah, I did a little video on Friday, just so you can kind of see it was in Orlando on Friday. It hit, I believe it hit the Fort Myers area at 3:30 or 3 o'clock on Thursday, I believe it was, and then Friday, and then Saturday it came and it went offshore, so it hit Daytona. So yeah, we got away with one, and I think there might be a couple more brewing. So I happened to be in Lowe's, and I was looking for a really good flashlight that would hook up to some of my power tools that I have, some of the batteries to my power tools, and I found a couple good flashlights, and then the guy was real nice at Lowe's, came over and asked me if he could help me, and I said, I asked him, I said, you don't happen to have a generator by any chance? Because I figured by this time every generator in a 200-mile radius was going to be gone. And he goes, oh yeah, come here, we got some, let me show you. And he had some awesome generators, so I bought one of those. So never took it out of the box, never needed it, but I think I'm going to keep it around for at least a couple more weeks and see what we get here with these other storms that are brewing out there in the Atlantic. So there you go, that's kind of what's going on here. So Jerry's asking, how is the neck? And my neck is coming along pretty well. It's the arm that is messing me up. If I didn't have this issue with my arm, then I had to give some blood today. So I did a whole panel. I went to my my anti-aging doctor, and said I need a whole panel done because I don't know what's going on. I was getting hives, and I didn't know where that was emulating from, and so I went to my doctor and said, please do a whole panel and let's see if we can figure out what's going on in my body. 10 tubes. It was crazy. So, and then from there I went to the gym, and as crazy as that might seem, all I did was the hand bike to try to keep, this loosened up and going. And then I did some real light chest presses at the gym. There was no weight on it whatsoever, and I was doing that at my physical therapist anyways before they put me back in the pool. So the neck is good. Sometimes it'll get stiff. I'll feel it. I'll put some ice on it. The shoulder gets kind of fatigued because again, there's no nerve that's going to it. So anyways, that's what's going on with me lately, but it doesn't slow me down. And so I'm getting better and better every day, stronger and stronger. The neck, like I said, kind of doesn't bother me as much as the arm does. So that's where we're at with that. All right, so I'm looking at.
You see Jerry Bell's last one?
What's Jerry Bell? Your doctor is a vampire. All right, well, actually, there was 3 doctors. So the one functional doctor, anti-aging doctor, whatever you want to call him, my urologist, and then my internal medicine doctor, my regular family doctor. So I have all these annual, semi-annual tests coming up. So I got them all done at once. So now each doctor can have their little, see what's going on there, and we can go from there. So we'll see how things are going. I can't wait to get this arm really back in good shape, so I can get active again and do what I like to do. So, all right. Let's see, we have. So Kevin is on. Kevin, my buddy, our buddy Christian, is working on some pictures for us.
There was only one, so that's in the Google Photos now.
There was one?
Yeah, it just looked like one sent 3 times.
One? Kevin, you sent one picture 3 times? There it is. Okay. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Oh, hold up. Stand by, guys. Sorry about this. Kevin, where'd you find Kevin?
I just searched at the top.
Kevin. There. I think you found one. I know there's more than one. Oh, I see. They're all kind of a little bit different. You got to get Karen in there. and then I don't think everybody's seen those other 2 either. So if we can do that. All right, so my Ed McMahon over here, if anybody remembers the Today Show. All right, so we are getting the party started here. That was quick. So Keith James, love questions. So thank you, Keith, for throwing out this question here. Do property taxes increase based on new sales price, i.e., home last sold for $200,000 10 years ago, but now sells for $400,000? Does the tax go up, or is it normalized by the counties? So here's the deal in Florida. Taxes are capped, or they're limited at The most they can go up is 3% a year. So, like we've all seen lately with the values of homes that have gone up greatly, mainly the beginning of the year, what's going to happen is somebody who's owned that house for 10 years and then has put it on the market and they've only had tax increases of 3% a year, if that, what's going to happen is that county's not going to let that money go by the wayside. So they are going to reassess you when you buy that home, and then you will be taxed accordingly. There is something called portability of your taxes. So what that means is if you have a home and you have lower taxes in the home you have now, and you sell that home and you buy a new home, you can port over your old taxes from that home you were in to your new home. So I would suggest you look at portability, tax portability. Actually, we can do that, I think. Let me check this out here. So I'm going to say real estate. Whoops. I can go here, right?
Yep. And then I already had a Google up for you.
Oh, thanks.
Of course.
Oh, you've already got Google up here for me. Okay. Let me get up there where we all can see. So, real estate. I always do that. Real tax. Portability. So what is portability? Portability. Real estate tax portability. So, portability in Florida refers to the ability of property owners to transfer some or all of the Save Our Homes benefit on a previous homestead to a newly established homestead. Homeowner must have homestead exemption in place on their current residence to qualify for portability. All right, so
Oh, nope, you had it right.
oh yeah, that's right. We got to do those too. Sorry about that. Anyways, so that's something now. That's in Florida, I guess. I'm not sure if you have a home outside of the state of Florida, which most people do when they move to Florida. Let's see. Christian, I'm trying to get back to my chat page.
Yep, you just have it on the.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, very good. Anyways, so portability. So just remember that. I know it's Florida properties. I'm not sure about out-of-state properties to in-state here in Florida, but you might want to check that one out. So Keith, that's kind of what's going to happen. So if you do buy a home, it was sold 10 years ago for $200,000, and the people who own it now have a lower tax bill. In our actually, here's something I want to show you as well. So let's see. Let me go back to my. I'm going to go back here and show you real quick. Well, let's go to Form Simplicity. See if we can get that to come up. Because this is a reason why I've been doing this series of let's see, Auburndale. Well, we'll use Auburndale as an example. All right, and contract. So this is a regular residential contract for sale and purchase. And again, like I said, this is the reason why I've been doing this series of floor contracts, because there's just so much to know in these contracts. But let's go ahead and you can do it. Here we go. I know it's down here. Title, evidence, survey, property tax disclosure summary. Here you go, right here. All right, Keith, so buyers should not rely on the seller's current property taxes as the amount of property taxes that the buyer may be obligated to pay in the year subsequent to purchase. A change of ownership or property improvements triggers reassessments of the property that could result in higher property taxes. So, hopefully that will that answers your question a little bit about what's going on with that. It's built right there into a buyer's contract. Do not rely on the current property taxes. Okay, so so hopefully that helped you. You know, so we talked about portability, and we talked about, yes, it will go up for sure, especially with how high property values have gone up. The county definitely wants to get in on that and get their I wouldn't say fair share, but I would say their due share of what they're going to want to get. All right, so let's see. What do we got there? So, all right, Gamala, good evening. Thank you for joining us. She's one of our regulars, and Christine as well. Hello from the Harris chain. So, very nice. All right, and then Glenn's out there. Thanks so much for joining in. And yes, so he's closed on a home and on top of the world. And I'm going to go out there on Friday to look their home over for him. So as you all, I think, know, I'm a licensed contractor. I just renewed it for 2 more years. I'm going to keep that thing renewed. I had a home inspector license, but I wasn't doing home inspections, so I didn't bother to continue doing my continuing education for my home inspector license, because I think my residential contractor's license is a little more important than that anyway. So anyways, what I've come to learn is that on top of the world, they do not like me to be at their what they call walkthroughs, which is really more of an orientation. It's not really a walkthrough, in my opinion. You meet a couple of the superintendents that have been in charge with building your home, and they kind of take you through how the home works, and they show you where all the manuals are. Then they'll do a quick look around, and if anything stands out, they have a roll of blue tape, and they'll take a piece of that blue tape and put it somewhere if it needs attention, and then they'll bring the trades in, whatever it is, to go ahead and take care of that right away. But then they give you 30 days to move into the home, to live in the home, and then write a list, and then let them know if there's anything else that needs to be done to that house. So that is called your punch list period. Technically, that's the term that we know as a contractor. It's your punch list period. Then they have a whole home warranty. Now, the punch list period is cosmetic items as well as anything else that that needs attention. So, and then you get a whole home warranty for a whole year on the house. All right, and then I think, then the roof has its own. They're telling me they have a lifetime warranty on their roofs. And so a lot of people, what they like to do is just before that first year, they will hire a home inspector to come through their house and check every outlet and check everything in the whole house. Go up in the attic, look everything over, make sure everything looks good right before that 1 year warranty runs out. And then if there's anything that the home inspector finds, they'll go ahead and give it to that superintendent. And that superintendent will go ahead and take care of anything as far as working items or working condition. Cosmetic items were only in that first 30-day punch list period. So, I say all that because I'm going to go over to the Holzner's, and I'm going to go and look over that home based on my experience as a contractor and look and see if there's anything I see that they might not see in that punch list period. So I always like to do that after they close on the home. Because before they close on the home, they really frown on that because, well, number one, those superintendents want to get in and get out. Number two, they have their own little routine that they do. So I totally disrupt their little routine when I'm there asking questions, pointing things out. I just feel like it's better if I just come in after the fact and then go through the house with my customer, my buyer, who I've been working with. And then that's the best way to handle that. So that's what I'm going to do for them on Friday. So there we go. Inventory. So Kevin asks, how is inventory? That's a really good question, Kevin, because we really, I haven't checked inventory in a while. That hurricane kind of through things in a turmoil. So let's see here. Where's the mini me one, Christian?
Here, let me do that for you.
Cool.
Let me just bring your.
All right, thank you. All right, so Kevin wants to know, what is the inventory looking like? Let's go ahead and check that out because I haven't checked it out in a week anyways. Yeah, I got it. Yep, thanks. All right, so we'll go to my MLS. And that's always good to kind of check things, especially today. I'm sure we're going to get into a little bit more about the market with what's going on there. I know this morning the stock market was rebounding a little bit, but let's see. Oh, okay. So it's things. Here we are. We've got to get through all this stuff. All right, let's go to Matrix. And from Matrix, we'll go to search. And from, well, let's get rid of this. Okay. Search. Residential. And quick. And then that'll take us to my default MLS page for the villages. And as you can see right here, it just automatically defaults to the villages. 222 matches. So it's starting to get up there. And I haven't seen it at 222 in quite a while. So as we know, probably about 4 or 5 months ago, this was like 64. And then, so it's really kind of dropping off pretty quickly. I thought we did it from the panel. Okay.
Yep.
You would think I'd have this figured out by now. I guess since it's been so long since I've done one.
Sure, you only skipped last week.
Yeah. And then before that, you know, we had the surgery thing going on, so that was a mess. All right. So there you go, 222. And you can only imagine why that's happening. So I know interest rates, mortgage interest rates are anywhere from 6.7 to about 7. I was curious as to where this interest rate is in the whole scheme of things. So the last real estate market crash that we had, I mean, I should say that very lightly because we don't want a market crash for sure, and definitely don't want a real estate market crash. But so the last one we had started in 06, 07, 08, 09, 010. I mean, it was crazy in those years, 11, 12. 12, it kind of flattened out, but it just fell for 7 straight years, which was mind-blowing. I never want to go through that again, and I really don't think we're going to go through anything like we did back then in the early 2000s. But, so I thought, well, you know, when everything was normal, or more normal, before that market kind of blew up, and before all these investors started coming in and investing and flipping properties in 2005, which caused this crash, I went back to 2004, 2003, 2002, and it was about 5.8% interest back then, which in my opinion was more of a normal market. So what is a normal market for interest rate? I think we've gotten so spoiled because in that early 2000 slide, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, flattened out to 14 and finally started coming up in 15. in that slide, we'll call it, what they did was they lowered interest rates so low to cause people to go ahead and buy a home. I mean, anybody who didn't buy a home at a 2.5%, 2 3/4 interest rate, I mean, if that doesn't get you buying a home, nothing will. So, I mean, that was cheap money for sure. So we all got spoiled in that 2.5, 2.75, 3% interest rate, and it stayed there for so long that we got spoiled. And so now that we're at yes, 6.7, 7% market mortgage interest rate. That is higher than what it was even back in the early 2000s. So now we have an election coming along, and that's another reason for real estate to have flattened out because historically, I've been doing this for a long time. Historically, I'll tell you, people just put on the brakes when it's election time. And why, I don't know. Nobody wants to buy a home until they figure out what's going to happen with this election. And it happens every 2 years. Every 2 years, people just put on the brakes. They don't do anything. Very little home buying going on up until the election. And once they realize what's going to go on, then they can kind of wrap their minds around a game plan of what they're going to do to go out and buy a home. But inevitably, everybody goes out, and who was going to buy is going to buy regardless of what the election did. They just wanted to see, I guess, what it was going to do. So, and it's the same here. Sales have slowed to a crawl. And holiday season's coming up too. And inevitably that always happens during the holiday seasons as well. There are seasonal sales going on that happens in the villages. I'll tell you October, which is we're October 3rd today, 2022. I'll tell you October is when the early birds start coming down and buying their seasonal home. So there are patio villas, courtyard villas, small cottage homes. Those are homes that people are coming down to buy as their second home for the winter. And so they're coming down. A lot of the early birds are coming down and they're buying a place early so they know they have a place they're going to go to rather than rent. And rental prices, guys, has gone through the roof. It's crazy. I mean, some of the homes I see for rent, I mean, they're like for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the villages in January, February, March, you're now upwards around $5,000 a month. That's $15,000 if you want to be here for 3 months. $15,000, I can tell you, will pay for that house for the whole year. It'll pay for everything, the taxes, the insurance, the upkeep, utilities, everything but a mortgage. It'll pay for the upkeep of that home. So why would you want to pay $15,000 in rent for a home that's not yours, rather than owning your own home for that same amount of money that it's going to cost you in upkeep? So I just think it's a good idea. So kind of just keep that in mind. All right, so Gio's having a birthday tomorrow. He'll be 17 months. Isn't that cool? How when you're little, you know, it's like you go by months, not years. And then when you get up, you know, over 3 or 4, now you're 4.5, or I'm 5.5, right? Then you go in your half years rather than months. So.
Do you want to show them
What's that?
the photos?
Yeah, let's go. Let's look at. Since we're talking about Mr. Gio, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of his latest and greatest. Were you in the drive?
Yep.
All right, normally we have these set up ready to go, but there we go. All right, so there's Kevin, there's Karen, and there's Mr. Giovanni. A nice Italian name there. Mr. Gio, he's really growing up. Let's go to this picture. There we go. What a head of hair on that kid. Man, I'm losing mine. Oh, there he is. Whoop, let me go back. There he is. Boy, so he's growing up right in front of our eyes, right? I mean, I've been showing these pictures since he was just a little baby. Now, he's a toddler. He's not a little baby anymore. There he is. Look at him. I bet he is just getting around. There we go. All right. So, Kevin, that's a handsome young man you got there. You could be proud of that grandbaby, for sure. So, William Rizzo, hello from Sumter Landing. Hello.
Gio's gonna be a big brother.
Oh, what? All right. Oh, another one. Wow. So that's cool. Look at Amanda. She celebrates her half birthday every year. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So thank you for sharing, Kevin. And please tell your son and daughter-in-law congratulations on the new baby. That's cool. Do they know what it is yet? All right, so let's see. Let's take a couple other questions. I've just been rambling on here about the market. We don't want to know about the market, right? That's boring stuff. Okay, so if we find a house on VLS, can you represent us as a buyer's agent? So, yes and no. So what does yes and no mean? That means if you find a house in the VLS, which is the Villages Listing System, which that's the inventory that Properties of the Villages has in pre-owned homes, I'd be more than happy to help you out and go look at these homes with you. I have done that in the past, and I don't have a problem doing that. I can't write the contract, and I can't get a commission for it. However, my theory is, number one, I'm here for you. I don't look at just the money aspect of it. So that's kind of, I'm way beyond that in my career. Number two, I want to make sure that you're protected and you're getting a good deal. And if you are, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to just say go for it. And number three, I would say maybe if I do that for you, maybe you'll send me referrals. Maybe you'll refer your friends and family to me. So that's kind of all I could really ask for. But I'm not going to just abandon you like other agents will. They're going to say, hey, if you're going to go look at VLS. I actually like to show those VLS homes on my own. What I'll do is I will call the agent, the listing agent. I'll say, hey, can you meet me? I'll tell them who are. Most of them know who I am over at Properties of the Villages anyways. So I will call them up and I'll say, hey, I have somebody who's interested in your home. Can you go and open your home up for me so I can take them through there and I can show them that home? And that's how that works. So yes, I can't represent you as a buyer's agent unless, now, there have been people who have paid other agents that I know of a fee to represent them as a buyer's agent. And why would they do that? Well, because technically, Villages agents are all working for the seller. Now, if you ask them, hey, do you work for the seller or the buyer? They'll say, well, technically we represent the seller, but we're going to look out in your best interest anyways. Don't worry about that, But all they want to do is sell their listing, or they want to sell the properties of the village's listing, so you don't go and buy something in the MLS, right? And so they're, in my opinion, they're not going to look out for your best interest. So that's why some people will go out and hire a buyer's agent in the MLS, and they'll say, hey, you know, can you represent me? I don't mind giving you X amount of dollars if you'll, you know, help me out, if you'll look things over. And so I know other agents who have done that, and they've been hired as a buyer's agent. So I'm not saying that that's what I'm looking to do. I already told you it's not all about the money for me. So there you go. Hi, Ira. So Patricia, Ira, are you familiar with first lien interest only purchase HELOCs to buy a home? I use a regular first lien interest only HELOC to pay off my investment home. So HELOC stands for Home Equity Line of Credit. HELOC, Home Equity Line of Credit. So what you do is, on your primary home that you have, that you live in, if you want to buy a second home, then you can get a lower interest and you can get one that's interest only, no principal, and you can pay on that house with these kinds of loans. And as far as a HELOC goes, home equity line of credit. So usually those HELOCs have a lower interest rate than what the prevailing interest rate is going at any time. So I've always known home equity line of credits to have a lower interest rate than what a primary mortgage would have. So that is a way to go ahead and pay for your second home. Glenn's asking, how often are the property taxes reassessed in Ocala? I would say about every 5 years. They probably look at them and they reassess them. However, they can't go up any more than 3%. That's just the laws here in Florida. Your real estate taxes on your home cannot go any higher than 3%. So, and I don't think they have the manpower to do it any more than that anyway. So I believe it's like about every 5 years, they'll go ahead and they'll take a look at what the value of your home is, and then they'll reassess it, but you're capped. So there you go. So Amanda is celebrating, oh, she's not celebrating now, but she celebrates her half birthdays. That's pretty cool. My half birthday, by the way, happens to be on my brother's birthday. So we are exactly a year and a half apart to the day. So mine's November 9th and his is May 9th. So that was pretty freaky how that worked out. So on my half birthday, on my half birthday it's my brother's birthday. On my brother's birthday it's my half birthday. So that's pretty cool. Okay, way too early for the gender. So pre-owned homes, yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing. So, you know, going back to what the market is doing, you know, these are scary times, and I try to stay abreast as to what's going on, and it doesn't look, you know, it doesn't look very good in the near future. So who knows what's going to happen on down the line? Who knows what's happened if the competing party, which are the Republicans, get into power. We'll see what they can do, if they have the will to do anything. So don't like to get into the political thing because you don't want to offend anybody, right? That's just the way that works. And that's why I'm an independent. So there you go. All right, so what else we have going on here? Hope I didn't miss anybody. So we did have our pictures of the day, and what else? Anything else we want to talk about? I know there's a lot going on out there. Oh, I will tell you, excuse me. All right, I will tell you some really cool things. So, what happens when the market slows down for me, right? Well, this gives me a chance to go back to my roots. What do I mean by that? Well, this YouTube channel pretty much started off, well, it did start off. My very first video I did was for Mr. Howard Lieb. Hopefully he's okay with me saying his name over. But Howard became a good friend of mine. Howard, in 2015, so that's how far back this YouTube channel goes, he came to the Villages. He was really wanting to buy a home. He couldn't find anything, and he got with me, and I said, look, if I find anything, I'll video it for you. And he went back to where he's from. I won't say where that is. So he went back there. Well, lo and behold, I found it for sale by owner. And I called him up. I said, hey, I found this for sale by owner. It seems like it's exactly what you're looking for. Now, I know he wanted to put a pool. He wanted a pool. It didn't have a pool, but at a great price. I don't even know if I should tell you what he paid for it. Pretty much over doubled now what he paid for it, but I thought we could put a pool on there. Seemed to me we had enough room in the yard. We could put a retaining wall on the back, and you could put a pool back there. He did get T&D pools out there, and they told him he couldn't put a pool on. But anyways, I did take a video. Oh gosh, I wish I had my little camera. And my little camera's in my car. I keep it with me just for nostalgic purposes. But so now I've got this really nice camera I'm shooting from now, and this is a Panasonic 4K, and I have my Sony. So, but anyways, I shot this video. I should try to find that for you, just to be nostalgic. But that's what this channel started out with being, was videoing for sale by owner homes, and Howard ended up buying it. So I thought that was cool. Now, and then it just kind of went from there. And it seems like all my best videos and the ones that get the most views are for sale by owner. So I have a new agent working for me, Nina, and Nina's brand new. So I'm helping Nina build up her business and build up, her knowledge of real estate. So I had a meeting with the whole team today, and we are going to really concentrate on reaching out to for sale by owners, and we're going to be doing videos and putting those videos of the ones that will allow us to, and we're going to do it for free. So it helps me, it helps you, if we put these free for sale by owner videos on there that you wouldn't be able to see normally. And I think it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win-win situation, actually. It's a win for me, it's a win for the seller, and it's a win for you if you're in the market and you want to see what this for sale by owner looks like. And by the way, in talking with that, I encourage everybody to go to like Zillow and look for sale by owners if you're in the market to buy a home and you don't really see anything that you're interested in. We're going to work real hard to get as many for sale by owner videos on this channel. And I think you'll all really like that, because that seems to be, like I said, those are the videos that get the most hits. We were actually, let me do this with you guys. We were actually, if I can go back and show you, I want to show you a little bit about how to use my, oops. Oh, come on. What do you do? You go up to the side here?
All right, just swipe as far as I can.
Okay. So we'll go to YouTube. And my channel. Excuse me. My channel. There we are. All right. So all y'all are pretty well familiarized with this. Oh, by the way, search for homes here. So we put a search engine for anybody who's really interested in looking at homes in the villages. You just click on that, and there you go. There's 269 results. We saw it was 222 in the MLS. I'm not sure how. Oh, well, this is a commercial property. That's how there's more. We're gonna have to narrow this down. I don't know what we're gonna do, Christian, but
Could have more filters. Yeah.
well, we don't want to do it right now.
Oh, okay. Then you hide filters.
Yeah, we don't want to get into this right now. This house. What's a $1.97 million home look like? Waterfront golf course on Iron Oak. A little slow here today. Let's see. I was looking for the pictures. They should show up right here.
Click on it.
No. It says loading. Anyways, I don't want to get too far in the weeds on all this. But my playlists right there, you can go to my playlists and go to for sale by owners. So check this out.
It's gonna play audio. So pause it. It's gonna. They can hear it.
Hi,
Oh, they can hear that?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So yeah, just you can hit that and it should mute it.
All right.
There you go.
Okay. Anyways, I wanted to go through a few of these. This home over here on Bonifay had 11,000 views. Let's see. Where we had some really super, well.
Yeah. Or you can hit this next arrow. We'll go through them.
Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
okay. There's 31,000 views right there. So these are one of the first ones that I took. This is back in 2018. 31,000 views. So that's why I was saying these pretty much are real popular, and people really like to see those.
Oh, you closed out of it.
No, I closed out of, I wanted to close out of the YouTube channel. I want to go back to the chat.
Yeah, but you closed, when you did it, you closed out of both. There should be 2 Chrome windows, but it was closed.
Well, that's what I get for messing around outside of my expertise, I guess. So I'm just trying to get you guys back to where I can see your chats, because I have everything that makes us go, but that's crazy.
Where's the chat was?
Okay. I can't. That's, you've got too dark.
Okay.
I can't read that. Need my glasses. All right. All right, very good. So Amanda, I guess, is going to take off on us. So sorry about that little technical difficulty. So we're going to go ahead and say thank you, Amanda, for joining us. And so looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, since you have to leave us. All right, so let's kind of go back. So everybody looks like they seem to like the idea about the for sale by owner. So we're really going to go ahead and work real hard on trying to bring as many of those videos. Right now we looked, and I think there were either 26 or 27 for sale by owners, and we're going to start door knocking and seeing if, you know, folks want to go ahead and put their homes on our YouTube channel. Can I explain the different types of villas in the villages and locations within the villages? So yeah, good question. So Andrea, there are patio villas and there's courtyard villas. So the patio villas are what I call the entry-level homes. I don't know how much of an entry-level home they are anymore, because they went way up past $300,000 for a patio villa, for a decent patio villa today. It's kind of, that's historic. It's kind of unheard of to have a $300,000 patio villa. But patio villas are, they have the lanai on the front of the villa. You have no door that leads to the back. So you basically don't even do anything in the back of your villa. You have a patio to the side with sliding glass doors that come out of the house. And a lot of people will put a table with an umbrella and some chairs on their little patio and their barbecue grill. And then, like I said, your lanai, your screened-in lanai is on the front of the house. So that's your basic patio villa. Wood frame with vinyl siding, 1,160 square feet living area to 1,190 square feet living area for your patio villa. And that's if they don't enclose the lanai and try to make it air-conditioned space and try to make it living area. So 1160 to 1190, those are your sizes. And you have 2 floor plans in the patio villas. Then you have courtyard villas, but they could be known as cabanas They could be known as haciendas. There's another word that they use, haciendas, cabanas, bungalows. So those are all courtyard villas, and they start out as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They could be either concrete and stucco, or they could be wood frame and vinyl siding. They have both series. And then in a patio villas have a 1.5 car garage that you drive straight into. The courtyard villas, you kind of come in from the side. It's kind of a side load garage that you come in, and they have mainly 1.5 car garages on them, but they're starting to make more and more 2-car garages in these courtyard villas. And then you have a fence on the side and a wall in the back, unless they face a lake or a golf course. Then you'll have a little half-high picket fence in the back so you can have that view. But for the most part, you do have a courtyard in the back of the home, and your lanai is in the back of the home. So if you see a home with a side load and they're real close together and they have basically PVC fences that separate them, and then a wall in the back, those are courtyard villas. So that's the basic difference. They can go up from a 2-bedroom, 2-bath to a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And I've seen them, as high as 1,800 square feet living area. Some of them even more. Some of them that are on a corner can add on, and I've seen people add on to these courtyard villas, and I've seen them do all kind of stuff to those. So there you go. So that's the basic difference of a patio villa in a courtyard villa / hacienda / bungalow / hacienda. All right, so hopefully that helped explain the difference in the villas. Do you see a 10 to 20% price adjustment in the next year or two? I know it's hard to say, but based on your experience, what do you think? I don't really, and here's why. I really think there's going to be a change in our political system. And I really think that things aren't going to be as radical as they are today. And so I think it's going to give people a lot more confidence. Now, you have the Fed, you have Jay Powell in charge, and Jerome Powell, and he's the one that's kind of spearheading these interest increases. And so as long as he's kept in check, and hopefully, he says he's going to keep raising them until they get the economy turned around. But the stock market is a little worrisome. It's under 30,000 now, when it was 32,000 just a month or so ago, 32, 33. So it's going the wrong way for sure. Then what I would say is I don't really see it changing 20% anyways. And there's, like I showed you, there's only 222 homes on the market in the MLS right now, so that's still not a lot. Basically, 500 to 550 is of inventory of homes homes listed in inventory. 500 to 550, that is normal for a normal market. So until you start hitting that 500 to 550 threshold, I don't see there's going to be a lot of price changes going on. And then I think possibly if things do turn around, that remains to be seen. It all depends on who's in office, who's coming in office, and how things are going to work their way out there. So, but as we all can see, with inflation going on, and the financial markets, what they're doing, not a very good economy is going on until that gets straightened out. So like you said, it's anybody's guess, but I would see maybe 5% in the next year. We're in Florida, and I know we just had a hurricane come through here, but still, people are still wanting to move to what they call the free state of Florida, right? We're still in Florida. Also, you have to understand too that all those displaced people down there in Fort Myers and Naples, those are kind of affluent areas. And they're going to be looking probably to get off the coast after that. And they're going to be looking probably in the Central Florida area around where we are. So I really see a lot of people, the displaced people, coming up and relocating up in our area. That's a lot of people. So a lot of people relocating from down there. A lot of people still wanting to come and move down to Florida until the crime gets straightened out and all these other things get straightened out. People are wanting to move to Florida. So I just don't see it being that bad, 10 to 20%. I don't see that with all of that, with all the things that are going on now. So that's my best guesstimate. WrestleMania, finally. He woke up. Thank you very much for jumping on. We always love to have WrestleMania with us. He's big on Skip Smith, and he's always reminding everybody for the thumbs up. So thank you for that, wrestler, always. I appreciate it. Amanda's out. The technical assistant show. Been there, done that, I feel for you. Man, I closed out of my whole program, and I don't know how I did that, but anyways, I got to stay off of that. All right, so let's see. Anybody have any other questions? It's 10 after 7, and I'm here as long as you want me to be here and answer your questions, but I think a lot of what I just said to Anthony and what I've been talking about with the real estate market is a pretty good indicator. But like I said, the fact of the matter, the people are needing to relocate from down south, and you still have your influx of people coming from all parts across the United States wanting to be in the free state of Florida. All right, so listen, I guess we're gonna wrap it up. It's 10 after. We've been here hour and 10 minutes. Love talking to y'all. Love all your questions. I appreciate you coming on and giving us your questions. And we're here every other week. So we will be back in 2 weeks from now, which will be the 17th, October 17th. And there's nothing going on that day, is there? I don't think. So we're kind of off our schedule a little bit since we missed last week.
But, so not next session, but the session after will be on Halloween.
It'll be on Halloween?
Yeah, so it's the
Halloween's
17th.
on the 31st, is on a Monday?
Yep.
Really?
You gonna dress up?
Maybe I can dress up and be on camera.
Unless everyone out is with their kids.
I've got a couple really good costumes. I won't let on to what they are. But
Wrestlers
yeah. Huh? Yeah, well, look, I am. Bye, Jax. Thanks for joining. I'm a lefty. And so they messed up my good arm. So you want to take advantage of a guy whose good arm is down for the count, I'd have to get you with this righty arm. But Halloween. So we're gonna ask you on our next Monday Night Live on the 17th, if we want to do it on Halloween. Maybe we'll do it on November 1st. Oh, and by the way, I will be gone on the 7th. So hopefully, yeah, that won't fall on the time I'm gone. Going up to the mountains, getting cooled off, see all the pretty leaves up there. All right, guys, that's it. So thank you so much. If you have any questions after this, go ahead, feel free to email me at homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com or text or call 352-204-9026 or 352-454-9561. That is my cell phone number. So thanks so much for jumping on. Love y'all, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.